Very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya television. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. Well, President Pranab Mukherjee has said that there is a need for space for dissent, debate in university and respect for women. Well, that is our big focus at the top of this hour. All the details on that and much more. Let us start with the headlines. State set for Phase 6 polling in Uttar Pradesh and Phase 1 polling in Manipur. 49 seats in Uttar Pradesh and 38 in Manipur vote on Saturday. President advocates free thinking in university campuses, says there should be debate, not violence. Adds no room in the country for intolerant Indians. Jats threaten to block major highways leading to national capital on 20th of March. Plan a march to Delhi. Submit a charter of demands at the offices of President and Prime Minister. Work on Tapi gas pipeline to begin in Pakistan from today. Project aimed at easing energy deficiency in South Asia. And US Attorney General quits a FBI probe into alleged Russian meddling in US elections. Says he did not lie when he testified that he had no communication with the Russians. Well, first up, our special segment, Verdict 2017. Well, the state is set for the 6th phase of polling in Uttar Pradesh that will be held tomorrow. Well, campaigning for this drew to a close on Thursday evening. 49 seats spread across the 7 districts will go to polls in this phase, which is the penultimate phase of the elections in the state. Well, the districts going to polls are Azamgarh, Gorakhpur, Balia, Kushinagar, Deoria, Maharajganj and Mao. Well, 635 candidates, including 63 women, are in the fray in this phase. A total of 1.72 crore voters will exercise their franchise. Well, the BSP is contesting on 49 seats, while the BJP on 45, SP on 40, Congress 10 and RLD 36 seats. Meanwhile, campaigning will continue for the 7th and the final phase of polling in Uttar Pradesh, while Prime Minister Narendra Modi is slated to hold a rally in Mirzapur today. Well, BJP President Amit Shah will also address 4 rallies, 3 in Ghazipur and 1 in Varanasi. Well, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav will address a string of 7 rallies, 6 in Ghazipur and 1 in Chandoli. The Congress's Raj Babbar and Pramod Tiwari will also hold 2 rallies in Varanasi today. And the BJP on Thursday wrote to the Election Commission demanding deployment of women police officials at booths during the 6th and the 7th phase of elections in Uttar Pradesh to check the voter ID cards of burqa-clad women. Well, the demand was made in order to avoid bogus voting. The party has also asked for the deployment of paramilitary forces at polling booths in sensitive areas for the remaining 2 phases. Now, 6th and 7th phase of polling, remember, will be held on 4th and 8th of March. And the Election Commission has sent a notice to BSP Chief Mayawati asking her to reply over allegations of money deposits in her party account post-note ban. Well, the poll body has sought a reply by 15th of March on whether a large amount of money was deposited in her party account in this short period. While the poll panel referred to a petition filed in the Allahabad High Court alleging the same. Well, the Enforcement Directorate had on 26th of December detected cash deposits of over 104 crore rupees in an account belonging to the BSP. In response to the notice, the BSP had said that the EC should not single out the party. Instead, it should also seek details of money deposited in the accounts of other parties like the SP, the Congress as well, post-demonetization. And the stage is also set for the first phase of polling in Manipur. Well, 38 out of the 60 assembly seats will vote in the first of the 2 phases in the state on 4th of March. Well, the constituencies cover both the Imphal Valley as well as the hills. A total of 168 candidates are contesting the election, mainly from the Congress, the BJP, CPI, CPM and other political outfits, including Irom Sharmila-led Praja Party. Well, the elections are being billed as a major test for the Okrami Bobi Singh-led Congress government in the state, which has been in power for the last 15 years. Well, the elections are being held in the backdrop of an extended economic blockade in the state in protest against the government's decision to carve out 7 new districts in the state. And the Election Commission has asked the centre to explain why it did not take permission before a felicitation ceremony of sportspersons from Manipur. Well, the poll body has written to the Home Secretary and the Secretary of the Department of Development of Northeast region in separate notices to explain why the event was organised when the poll code was in force for the assembly elections. Well, the departments have been asked to explain by Saturday. The EC pointed out that the model code came into force on 4th of January. Remember, this event was organised on 28th of February, in which 11 sportspersons from the Northeast region, including 5 from Manipur, were felicitated for participating in the Rio Olympic Games. Minister of State for Development of Northeastern Region, Jitendra Singh, and the Minister of State for Home Affairs, Kiran Rijiju, were present at the event where the sportspersons were felicitated. Well, Manipur is a multiple-issue election, and host of insurgent organizations also pose a threat in conducting of peaceful elections there. Well, our correspondent Akhilesh Suman spoke exclusively to the Chief Electoral Officer Vivek Kumar Devagan, who is confident of conducting free and fair polls in the state.
Election machine is fully geared up to hold a transparent, free, fair and peaceful election in Manipur. Phase 1 election will be covering Imphal East, Imphal West and Kupi district out of 2,794 polling stations in Manipur. First phase 1 will be covering 1,643 polling stations.
So there must be some vulnerable and some critical polling booths because Manipur is prone to some insurgency and violent activities. So what is the situation of those booths?
As per the guideline of Election Commission of India, we have carried out extensive vulnerability mapping exercise, and after this exercise, out of 2,794 polling stations, 837 polling stations have been identified as stations and 529 polling stations have been identified as vulnerable polling station location. All these critical polling stations will be covered by the macro observers. We are making special security arrangement at these critical and vulnerable polling stations. For the first time in Manipur, we are covering all 2,794 polling stations by web streaming. Wherever we have 3G internet connectivity available, reliable connectivity is there, we'll be doing real-time web streaming, what is happening inside the polling station. Wherever 3G internet connectivity is not there, we'll be covering offline recording, so that if anything goes on within the polling station, we'll be able to capture it, and if in case repoll required, we'll not hesitate to order repoll.
Okay. So there are so many issues in Manipur. So in that case, violence also is prone to violence. So what is the major security arrangement for this phase?
Full Election Commission has been in continuously touch with us. They visited Manipur on 21st and 22nd February. Thereafter, they had 3 rounds of video conference with Chief Secretary, DGP and all the stakeholders. And we have mobilized all the security agencies, including Army, Assam Rifle. They have been advised to do area domination so that any insurgents, underground elements, they shall not be able to influence our voters. They will not be able to disturb our polling process.
Well, that was our special segment on assembly elections in 5 states, and it's time to take a very short break. We'll be back with more news.
The sacred relics of Buddha were unearthed in Piprava in Uttar Pradesh. Buddhist monks from all over the world visit the National Museum to pay their respects. These charred bone fragments of Buddha are housed in the gold canopy gifted by the royal family of Thailand.
Welcome back after the break. On to the other top story of the day. Well, amid the ongoing debate over freedom of expression in the wake of violent clashes in Delhi University's Rajya College, now President Pranab Mukherjee has advocated a free thinking in university campuses. He said that students and faculties must engage in reasoned discussion and debate rather than propagating a culture of unrest. Although Mukherjee did not mention the Rajya College row, his comments came amid the ongoing tussle between RSS-affiliated ABVP and left-backed AIS supporters in Delhi University, and a raging debate over the recent posts of one of the varsity's students, Gurmeher Kaur. He also cautioned against the exploitation of fault lines in the society, intolerance and attack on women. He emphasized that there should be no room in the country for intolerant Indian, as this nation has been a bastion of free thought, speech and expression since ancient times.
Free expression, which are essential to advance a nation. Can we put a record of this thinking? If women are realized that society can never claim to be a civilized society, it is an uncivil society. And it is not merely the responsibility of the lawmakers or of the governments of the day to tackle these problems alone. The ultimate goal of any democracy is the empowerment of the individual, irrespective of his economic, religious or social standing.
Meanwhile, the RSS-backed ABVP led a Save DU march that its organizers said was aimed at bringing back peace in Delhi University on Thursday, while accusing the left organizations of inciting violence on campus over a seminar that was cancelled at the Rajya College on 22nd of February. But students who turned up from many colleges said that they had come to protest against attempts to misguide youth.
2 days since Tuesday's Save DU demonstration led by left organization ISA on North Campus, a counter-march by the members of the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad and the Delhi University Students' Union. Holding up posters denouncing Marxism and Naxalism, the students shouted slogans in defense of nationalism. Carrying a giant national flag at the arts faculty, protesters demanded accountability for what they called police inaction against people who allegedly raised anti-India slogans at the Jawaharlal Nehru University last year.
दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय में देश विरोधी नारेबाजी 21 फरवरी को की गई। पिछले साल 9 फरवरी को जेएनयू में देश विरोधी नारेबाजी वामपंथियों के द्वारा की गई थी। हमारा दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय प्रशासन से, दिल्ली पुलिस से और केंद्र सरकार से हमें मांग करते हैं, दिल्ली सरकार से मांग करते हैं कि ऐसे देशद्रोही तत्वों के खिलाफ तुरंत कार्रवाई की जाए। जिन भी लोगों ने कश्मीर की आज़ादी के, भारत के बर्बादी के नारे लगाए, उन लोगों को जेल के पीछे होना चाहिए, ना कि विश्वविद्यालयों में।
Students said they were protesting against outsiders who were coming to the university for political ends and spreading misinformation. ABVP members also said their organization was being wrongly framed for the violence at Rajya College. Others spoke for the need to uphold nationalism.
अगर राष्ट्रवाद पे विवाद होगा तो निश्चित रूप से उस बहस में हम लोग हिस्सा लेंगे और इसका कारण बड़ा स्पष्ट है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की इस देश के प्रति और लगाव के प्रति जो मूल विचारधारा है, उसमें कोई देश को तोड़ने की बात करता है तो निश्चित रूप से हमारी पार्टी का जो रवैया है हम लोग उसको आगे रखेंगे।
कोर्ट के सामने ये साबित हो चुका है कि जो वीडियोस जो दिखा रहे वो सब वीडियोस जो है डॉक्टर्ड है। तो क्या बातें कर रहे हैं? वो कौन होते हैं? अपने आप को अपॉइंट कर ले कि भाई हम तय करेंगे कौन है देशभक्त, कौन है देशद्रोही।
आपकी बात से सहमत नहीं होने वालों की मार पिटाई की जाती है, ये देश हित के खिलाफ है, ये नहीं होना चाहिए। अपनी बातें कहने का जनता फैसला करेगी कि आप सही कह रहे हैं या गलत कह रहे हैं।
In Haryana, Minister Anil Vij said those supporting Delhi University Gurmeher Kaur's views were pro-Pakistan, triggering an uproar in the state assembly.
ये जो कौर लड़की है, उसके पिताजी कारगिल युद्ध में शहीद हुए थे, कैप्टन थे। विद्यार्थी परिषद वाला सब गंदा वायरल करके उस लड़की को टॉर्चर कर रहा है। इसको संभल के व्यवहार करे, नहीं तो ठीक बात नहीं है देश के लिए।
The Save DU march of ABVP that started from the arts faculty and passing through many North Campus colleges finally culminated at the Swami Vivekanand statue. With inputs from Anu Diwan, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
More news from the national capital, where thousands of Jats are gathered at Jantar Mandir in the national capital, demanding quota in education and government jobs. And they've also warned to block major highways leading to the national capital. Well, agitators said that they would also stage a gherao of the Parliament building during their Delhi cooch. Well, Yashpal Malik, president of the Akhil Bharatiya Jat Arakshan Sangharsh Samiti, said that it had become necessary to take a tough stand against the state and the centre. Well, on 20th of March, now Jats are expected to ride their tractors and small vehicles and march towards Delhi on highways from the neighbouring states. Now, simultaneously, the Sangharsh Samiti leaders have also submitted a 7-point charter of demands at the offices of the President and the Prime Minister. Well, Jat leaders claim that protesters in Haryana have started non-cooperation with the government and will not pay electricity and water bills or pay the installments of any government loans.
The Jat agitation for quota in jobs and education reached Delhi on Thursday, with thousands from the community descending at Jantar Mantar to extend support to the movement in Haryana.
देखिए, सरकार जो मामला कोर्ट में, इस पर तो कोर्ट ही सुनवाई करेगा, लेकिन जो बाकी 7 मांगे हैं उसके अलावा उस पर तो सरकार के हाथ में है वो सारी मांगे।
मैसेज एक्चुअली केंद्र सरकार को मैसेज देने आए हैं, क्योंकि हरियाणा सरकार टोटली विफल रही है हमारी समस्याओं का समाधान करने में। तो हरियाणा में जितने भी हमारे भाई बंधु बैठे हैं, लगभग 20-25 लाख तक की क्राउड वहां बैठ चुका है रोडों पे, और 10 लाख लोग डेली धरने पे बैठते हैं और डेली जाते हैं 22 राज्यों में।
Roads leading to the protest center were packed with Jat agitators from Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Delhi and Punjab. If a solution is not found soon, Delhiites are in for a tough time ahead.
आज अपनी मांगों से अवगत कराएंगे, संसद मार्च करेंगे और जरूरत पड़ी तो गिरफ्तारियां देंगे, और इसके बाद हम लोग आज दिल्ली कूच की तारीखों का ऐलान करेंगे, जिसमें 13 राज्यों के 50 लाख से ज्यादा जाट अपने ट्रैक्टर ट्रॉलियों के साथ शामिल होंगे, और उसके बाद एक ऐतिहासिक मूवमेंट वो होगा, और वो तब तक चलेगा जब तक मांगे नहीं मानी जाएगी।
Students of Delhi University belonging to the community also took out a protest rally from Mukherjee Nagar in North Delhi, supporting the agitation.
हम सारे जंतर मंतर जा रहे हैं, जाट आरक्षण की मांग हमारी, और मोदी सरकार हमारी बात सुने।
जो हरियाणा सरकार ने भाईचारा बिगाड़ा है, हम ये काला फटका नहीं, ये कफन बांध के निकले हैं। हम मरने के लिए तैयार है। अगर सरकार हमारी बातें नहीं सुनती तो हम किसी भी हद तक जा सकते हैं।
Besides seeking quota in education and government jobs, Jats are demanding the release of those jailed during last year's stir, withdrawal of cases slapped during the protest, and government jobs for the kin of those killed and injured during the agitation. With inputs from Pranav Goswami, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
On to some other news now. Well, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, who was in Nepal, has pitched for greater Indian investment in the country, saying that India wants a partnership with Kathmandu in various sectors, including hydropower and irrigation, besides connecting the landlocked country to its rail network. Well, he underlined that the hard-working people of Nepal and the government's positive policy framework are great opportunity for investment. Jaitley also said that since Nepal has abundant natural and rich human resources, it has a great potential for attaining economic development. While addressing the Nepal Investment Summit 2017, he said that India had adopted the policy of economic liberalization in 1991, and after 26 years, it is reaping the benefits in the form of higher economic growth. He also held talks with President Bidya Devi Bhandari, Prime Minister Pushp Kamal Dahal and his counterpart as well, Krishna Bahadur Mahara, among others. And a very short breather in here. We'll be right back.
The Harappan period is also called the Bronze Era. Extensive collection from the era shows the Indus artists were not only well versed in techniques of metallurgy, but also innovations in dance and performing arts. This is best seen in the famous Mohenjo-daro relic, the Indus dancing girl. No less impressive is the man drawing a bullock cart depicting agriculture activities. Bronze elephants, on the other hand, show domesticated animals used for transport.
Welcome back. News from Central Asia, and work on the Tapi gas pipeline that will connect South and Central Asia will start in Pakistan from today, while building of the pipeline and development of a gas field has begun in Turkmenistan. The inaugural ceremony will be held in Pakistan today to start work on route survey and detailed engineering. Well, the long-awaited 1,680-kilometer long Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India or the Tapi gas pipeline will help ease energy deficiency in South Asia. Vice President of our country, Muhammad Hamid Ansari, along with the leaders of the three nations, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan and Pakistan, had performed the groundbreaking of the project in December 2015. Now, with the title of Peace Pipeline, the project is also expected to bring peace and stability in the region. Turkmenistan will invest around $25 billion to deliver 3.2 billion cubic feet of gas per day to energy-hungry Afghanistan, Pakistan and India. Well, the gas link is expected to be completed by the end of 2018. And a day after India accused Pakistan of cross-border terrorism, now Pakistan again brought up the Kashmir issue at a discussion at a United Nations human rights body in Geneva. Well, Pakistan has again accused India of human rights violations in the Kashmir Valley and asked the international community to take note of the situation. While addressing the 34th session, Pakistan's Law Minister Zahid Hamid said that Jammu and Kashmir is an internationally recognized issue pending final settlement through a free and impartial plebiscite under UN resolutions. Well, he also called for the Council's intervention in Kashmir, asserting that the human rights and fundamental freedoms of Kashmiris are being trampled upon. Remember, earlier India in a strong statement had said that terrorism is a Pakistan-created monster that is now devouring it. More news from Pakistan, where at least 2 suspected militants were killed on Thursday in a U.S. drone strike in Pakistan's northwest tribal region. Now, this is the first such attack under Donald Trump's presidency. Well, the investigation into the strike has begun, and identity of those killed is yet to be ascertained. Now, there had been no drone strike by the U.S. in Pakistan since May 21, 2016. Now, marking it as one of the longest period of zero drone attack by the United States. Now, the drone strikes by the U.S. under the supervision of the CIA in Pakistan began in 2004. There have been 424 drone attacks in Pakistan to date. Well, according to a report, the strikes have killed over 4,000 persons, including at least 700 civilians in the country. A big story coming in from the United States, where Attorney General of the country, Jeff Sessions, has quit from an FBI inquiry into alleged Russian meddling in the 2016 U.S. election. Well, the move came after it emerged that he had contacts with Russian officials while being involved with President Donald Trump's campaign. But Sessions, who was a long-time U.S. senator before becoming the country's top law enforcement official, said that he did nothing wrong by not disclosing during Senate testimony that he had met last year with the Russian ambassador. He said that the meetings were in his capacity as a senator and not as a campaign aide. Now, it has emerged that Sessions and Russia's ambassador to the US, Sergei Kislyak, held a private conversation in September and spoke earlier in the summer as well at a meeting with several other ambassadors. Democrats are, however, demanding Sessions' resignation after it emerged that he met Moscow's envoy last year.
I did share with White House counsel, or my staff has, that I intend to recuse myself this afternoon. But I feel like, because they don't know the rules, the ethics rules. Most people don't. But when you evaluate the rules, I feel like that I should not be involved in investigating a campaign I had a role in.
News from the Middle East now, and the Syrian government has completely recaptured the ancient city of Palmyra from the Islamic State militants. While Syrian forces and their Russian backers entered deep into the city after Islamic State pulled out, while the militants planted several mines in several areas of the city before withdrawing. Well, it ends the second occupation of Palmyra by the jihadists. IS fighters were driven out in March last year as well, but they managed to retake the city in December. Well, the first time they controlled the area, the militants destroyed some of its most celebrated monuments, with UNESCO describing the destruction as a new war crime. Remember, this site contains monumental ruins with art and architecture from the 1st and 2nd centuries.
من الطيران الحربي السوري والروسي استعادت وحدات من قواتنا المسلحة بالتعاون مع القوات الرديفة والحلفاء مدينة تدمر والمناطق الحاكمة المحيطة بها بعد تكبيد تنظيم داعش الإرهابي خسائر كبيرة بالعديد والعتاد.
News from the sports world, and India has ended its campaign in the ISSF World Cup with 5 medals, including 2 silver, 1 gold and 2 bronze medals at the Dr. Karni Singh shooting range in New Delhi on Thursday. Well, the home side finished at the 5th place in the medals tally behind table toppers China, Italy, Australia and Japan. Well, India's Shiraz Sheikh ended at the 6th position in the men's skeet event on the final day of the tournament, while Sheikh has achieved a lifetime best performance, shooting 121 in the qualifying and even getting the better of world number 8, Jesper Henson of Denmark, in a shoot-off for the place in the final round. Well, this was Shiraz's first ever World Cup final in 7 years of skeet shooting.
On the standard pair on 5 or 3.
You kick yourself.
Well, that's it from me at the moment, but news and updates continue on Rajya Sabha television. Thanks for watching.